Hi, welcome to Gear and Graith in Caithness, where today I've come to Halkirk to see a reproduction of the Skinnet stone. Now, the Skinnet stone is a Pictish class 2. It dates from around about the 9th into the 10th centuries, so 800s, 900s. And it was rediscovered in a wall at a medieval chapel in about 1861. It now resides in the North Coast Visitor Centre. I'm quite familiar with it because I was at the opening of that gallery with the Glasgow Vikings a good few years ago now. And it's a lovely little collection. If you just walk into the visitor centre, it's in a gallery just off to the left, and they've got some other Pictish stuff and some Norse stuff as well. It's a lovely collection and it's well worth a visit. Now, I had a little bit of trepidation when I was coming to see this modern reproduction, because very often the artists that are commissioned to do such things put some interpretations in, and perhaps a little bit too much of their own interpretation into it. Now, those fears were very quickly allayed when I saw who'd done it, and it's David McGovern of Monarchy Rock Art, who I met at Govan Parish Church, who was doing some workshops there, and he's fantastic. So fears allayed, and when I came to see it, I was like, oh, this is great. So here it is. It's about just over 2 meters tall. There we go, maybe a bit over 2 meters tall. It's got interlaced panels down either side of the cross slab, and here is one face here. You can see you've got roundels, 4 roundels either side of the cross, and then 2 serpents with interlacing tails biting into it. And then down at the bottom you can see, and you can see this on the original as well, you can see some sort of carriage with a chap riding it with 2 horses on, and the sort of the pose of the horses is something that's very consistent in a lot of really good quality Pictish sculpture. And if we come around here, you can see we've got the other panel is interlaced on the side here, and then on this side of it we can see yet another cross flanked either side by this beast that's very reminiscent of something that you might see in the Book of Kells, and this seahorse motif that's very similar to a one from the Abelemno 3 stone. On the cross side of the Abelemno 3 stone, either side it's got 2 interlaced animals. One looks kind of like a serpenty kind of thing, and the other is like 2 seahorses that are facing each other. And these are really, really difficult to tell, to spot on the original. It's really badly eroded, and it took me until I think it's not actually noted on any of the displays in the North Coast Visitor Centre. I only spotted it after looking at it for about half an hour, and it was probably about the 4th time that I'd seen it, given that I was there at the opening. The museum staff at the time were unaware of it, but I only spotted it because A, I've seen this almost exact motif somewhere else before, and B, I was shining a light on it at lots of different angles to see if I could spot anything. So those have been really nicely pulled out by David, and then we can see the Pictish ideogram down here of the crescent and V rod, and these 2 figures either side at the bottom of the cross. So this chap here with a spear and this chap here with a sword. I can't remember how in detail those were on the original, but either way, I think this is just a splendid reproduction. The only thing that I would say, and this isn't a knock on the sculpture at all, the sculpture is fantastic, and you probably couldn't get away with doing this because it would need constant maintenance, is that a lot of Pictish sculpture is thought now to have been painted. So imagine how spectacular this would look from a distance being painted. It's a wonderful piece, and the reproduction is absolutely fantastic. It's such a joy to see that someone like David has just put in just so much effort in reproducing what is visible on the original stone, but also like using other contemporary art to try and fill in some of the blanks in a way that kind of respects the the original artist. So yeah, this is fantastic. And I'm so glad that I came to see this. It made me really happy to see this. It's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So David, I will probably see you at Govan at some point over the next year. But if you're out there watching this, I'm so pleased that you've done this. You really have made my Christmas. So yes, this is the reproduction of the Skinnet stone in Falkirk. Dead easy to find, like I said. It's just off the main road, which you can see running that way. That way's Thurso, and it's right next to the sort of the Highland Games ground. Even more, by the way, before I sign off, even better, just to add to how good that is, there are some fantastic information boards here, and I'm usually quite critical of a lot of information boards that I see, but these are brilliant, and they're set into some Caithness flag, which you can see make up a wall behind it, and a lot of the buildings historically around here. Even if you go into Orkney and look at Maze Howe and Skara Brae, you can see the construction using Caithness flag in this kind of way, and they've embedded the notice boards on that, and that's just such a wonderful touch. So I normally get a bit grumpy when I see how the past is often sort of presented to the public, but here in Falkirk, they've done a tremendous job. Really chuffed. Would recommend. So anyway, that's a nice sort of upbeat. Glad I came. Glad I came. Fantastic. So yeah, I'm really quite chuffed with this. So reproduction of the Skinnet stone. Go and see the original in Thurso if you're up here, and after you've done that, pop down to Halkirk and come and see this. Have a lovely rest of the day, lovely rest of Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.